I want to address something very serious, but it could be fun, right? Seeing me do this. But I want to tell you something very seriously, especially addressing our dear parents and our scholars. Yeah, dear parents with respect to their children, and our scholars, both those in basic level of learning, those in high school, in colleges, in university. You would have heard, you know, students talk about math is difficult, and I think GMAT 41 has always stated the opposite. You know why? Because GMAT 41 knows the secret to mathematics. It's a secret that most of us either are aware of, but applying it becomes a problem because we don't know how these links up, right? And that is why I want to talk about it quickly. The concept of multiplication. See, to be honest, let me tell you, if you are a parent, perhaps you have a child that is struggling with mathematics, there is only one particular reason why your child is struggling with mathematics. I am opening my heart to say this clearly to you based on many years of teaching experience. Thanks to God, I have been opportune to teach at primary school level, at secondary school level, and then at the university level, I run my tutorials there as well too. I have found out that students generally have problems with their calculation subjects and courses with mathematics because they downplay the importance of multiplication. Now, when someone is very good with multiplication, there are a lot of things, a lot of topics that the person can begin to conquer in mathematics and in calculation. All the challenges that you have in maths, by the time you activate your knowledge of multiplication, it's as simple as that could be. That is the very day your challenge in maths and in calculation subjects will end. For that reason, please, I'd like you to follow me along as we state the multiplication table. You don't need much of it. From 2 times table to 9 times table is sufficient. I used to remember those days when we were in school, growing up as a little child. We always have this little book that we go around with. It contains multiplication table from 2 to 50 times table to 100 times table, and it runs from 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3 down to there about 2 times 50. But for a starter, and for you to actually be able to skyrocket your level of understanding of calculation courses and maths, you only need from 2 to 9 times table. That is what I always advise. And believe me, by the time we start working on this, you would see your knowledge of mathematics and calculation subjects and courses, all right, becoming wider and wider, and these things will become simple. So let us read our multiplication table. In fact, I want to also use it to activate the network of my brain, because I like learning this just like I've always learned it, to say them at heart without even thinking. If you ask this times this is what, at least as long as it is within 2 to 9 times table, I can tell you the answer. So follow along with me. Let us sing it together. Let us say it together. And of course, call your child right now. That is to our parents. If you have any of your child around, call your child now to join in singing this multiplication table. Yeah, I say in singing it because we just say it at heart. And that's it. We must have it offhand. And please expose your child to this particular video if you come across it. Expose your child to this video every day. Every day. All our scholars in secondary school, those in university, right? Especially at lower level, let's say the 100 level. Every day, expose yourself to this particular video, because consistently this table will now fix into your brain. Let's go. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 6, 12. 2 times 7, 14. 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 9, 18. 2 times 10, 20. 2 times 11, 22. 2 times 12, 24. You see the way I said this as if, I'm not thinking of what the answer is meant to be. And of course, this is how you are meant to learn your multiplication table. Please, our dear scholars, especially to you little ones in basic level of learning, And for those preparing for work, JAMB, and other professional examinations, you are scared of your maths subject, you're scared of your calculation subjects like physics, and then you talk about chemistry as well, to that has its own little calculations. Your problem is multiplication table. Your problem is multiplication table. Many people might not stress this for you, but that's the truth. That's the truth. You are meant to learn this table like no other. If you're sleeping and someone taps you and say 8 times 9, you should be able to tell the person is 72 without thinking. Yes. From there, you will now start seeing how many other topics and calculation subjects are dependent on multiplication. Let us move on to 3 times table. 3 times 1, 3, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 3, 9, 3 times 4, 12, 3 times 5, 15, 3 times 6, 18, 3 times 7, 21, 3 times 8, 24, 3 times 9, 27, 3 times 10, 30, 3 times 11, 33, 3 times 12, 36. Let's go to 4 times table. 4 times 1, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 4 times 3, 12, 4 times 4, 16, 4 times 5, 20, 4 times 6, 24, 4 times 7, 28, 4 times 9, 36, 4 times 10, 40, 4 times 11, 44, 4 times 12, 48. Let's go to 5 times table. 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10, 5 times 3, 15, 5 times 4, 20, 5 times 5, 25, 5 times 6, 30, 5 times 7, 35, 5 times 8, 40, 5 times 9, 45, 5 times 10, 50, 5 times 11, 55, 5 times 12, 60. Do you know that if you're carrying out division, all you just need is the knowledge of this multiplication? For example, let's talk about, okay, if I tell you 45 divided by 5, your answer is going to be 9. Because in 5 times table, 5 times 9 is 45. Do you see? And with this, it becomes easy for you to handle reduction of fraction without wasting time. With this, it becomes easy for you to deal with problems like squares and square roots. It becomes easy for you to solve problems like LCM, like HCF. It becomes easy for you to handle problems that are indices related, logarithm related. Now, let me even shock you in something. Look at quadratic equation. To solve quadratic equation using this method, factorization method, and even factorization as a topic itself, are you aware that multiplication is what you need? Because these things, they depend on factorizing a common term using the knowledge of HCF, highest common factor. And to solve all of these things, you need excellent knowledge of multiplication. That is why no scholar should joke with multiplication. Whenever I hear something, people talk about maths is difficult, calculation subject is a problem, I am like, I think it's because there is this thing we think is very little. I mean, this is meant for children, those in primary 2, in primary 3, where they sing multiplication table. So I am an adult now. I am in senior secondary school now. I am in college now. I'm in university now. I don't need this multiplication table. That is our problem. I put it to you, I'm telling you, from my own experience with people, that even university students, some of these students in university, you talk about 100 level, 200 level, they have problems with their calculation courses because of lack of knowledge of multiplication. I am not just saying singing this multiplication table just for nothing, but the starting point is knowing that table. Have it at heart so you can say it offhand without looking at anything, without counting your fingers. Once you are able to conquer multiplication table that way, I put it to you that you will now start learning the application of multiplication to other topics in maths and in calculations generally. I'm not saying this as an adult experience in this field of maths and science and engineering. Multiplication is the key. It is the key. Don't allow anyone to deceive you. Memorize that table very well. Then when it now comes to the application, fine, you can now bring in understanding how the application, how the knowledge of multiplication can help you to understand various other topics. It is when you memorize this table, you can now even start talking about other tricks that can be used to learn this multiplication table. So you need it, please. Our dear parents, set it as a goal for your child. Let your child learn, memorize this table, at least, like I say, from 2 to 9 times table. And from there, you can tell your teacher to now start teaching them the application of multiplication, how division depends on multiplication, How fraction to an extent depend on multiplication? Is it addition of fraction? Of course, it's from multiplication that you deal with that. Is it division of fraction? Again, it's multiplication. Are you talking about LCM, HCF? Is it binary operation, binary system rather, where you do concept like addition, multiplication of numbers in a given base? It is still multiplication knowledge that will help you to be able to understand and withstand those topics easily. The list cannot be exhausted. There are many of them. For a child, a scholar, to be able to conquer multiplication table, that you have it at heart, it will now become quite easy for you to be able to understand other topics easily in math and in calculation subjects. Let us move on to 6 times table. I'm going to be a bit fast now, right? 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 2, 12. 6 times 3, 18. 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 5, 30. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 7, it's going to be 42. You see? 6 times 8, 48. 6 times 9, 54. 6 times 10, 60. 6 times 11, 66. 6 times 12, 72. Let's talk about 7 times table. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 3, 21. 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 5, 35. 7 times 6, 42. 7 times 7, 49. 7 times 8, 56. 7 times 9, 63. 7 times 10, 70. 7 times 11, 77. 7 times 12, 84. 8 times table now. 8 times 1, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 3, 24. 8 times 4, 32. 8 times 5, 40. 8 times 6, 48. 8 times 7, 56. 8 times 8, 64. 8 times 9, 72. 8 times 10, 80. 8 times 11, 88. 8 times 12, 96. Finally, let us read our 9 times table. 9 times 1, 9. 9 times 2, 18. 9 times 3, 27. 9 times 4, 36. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 6, 54. 9 times 7, 63. 9 times 8, 72. 9 times 9, 81. 9 times 10, 90. 9 times 11, 99. 9 times 12, 108. 10 times table is simple. It's just for you to be attaching 0 at the end of each multiplication. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times 3 is 30. 10 times 4 is 40. 10 times 5 is 50. So you see the pattern. 10 times the number as you're moving, just attaching 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. But the basic ones from 2 times to 9 times. Because when you come to multiplication, assuming you are using place values, for example, you are always taking 1-digit number multiplied by a 1-digit number to get an answer. If you conquer 2 times table to 9 times table, you know it at heart and can say it offhand without counting fingers. GMAT 41 is telling you today that you have conquered maths and any calculation subject. As a matter of fact, from conquering your multiplication table, you can take any topic in maths and it will become easy as a teacher to teach and as a student to understand. How about we try that? Let's set it as a goal and start it now. Give yourself at most 1 month. At most 1 month. Even if before 1 month you can be able to conquer this 2 to 9 times table. But let us say for effectiveness, 1 month, which is 4 weeks. Try it out and get back to GMAT 41. I could help you after that to start seeing maths and calculation subjects in another way. To understand that they are actually very simple compared to subjects that you don't do calculations in them. Let's start from there. Go and learn your multiplication table. Memorize that table from 2 to 9 times table. And you will love maths and calculation subjects. Dear parents, please take this advice to heart. Set the goals for your children as well too, and follow them up to make sure they memorize this multiplication table. Some other persons may tell you something differently, like I used to hear sometimes, oh no, you don't have children, sing this multiplication table, just show them how to get it. And please leave that. Right? Educators that sometimes hold that view, that having a child memorize this table is not the best. Please stop that. It is the best first before we start looking at any other trick. Are you following, right? It's the best. This thing helps to develop the brain a lot than any other thing you can think of when it comes to our academic field of learning. Memorize multiplication table. Parent, Take it as a responsibility. Have your children memorize it. This channel will also help them. Are you following, right? This particular video will be uploaded to GMAT 41 basic class channel, to be uploaded to GMAT 41, our main channel, right? For scholars from grade 10 and above, those in secondary school to university. It will be uploaded to GMAT 41 Facebook page. It will be uploaded to GMAT 41 TikTok account as well, or TikTok channel, right? So that scholars can see it, parents can, get to see it and take the lesson from this particular video and start applying it. And of course, you will see how any phobia, any worry, fear in math will be solved. I have used it consistently to change people's ideology, students' ideology, whether young or adult, right? To change their perception of math. I could tell you, one of my students from Marist Brothers, Marist Brothers in Anambra State, was able to blast A1 in maths. I know when I started with this child from primary school, when I taught at NZ Royal School, right? And just with that secret of multiplication table, that was it. Boom! After conquering multiplication, the child now picked up everything about maths, because it becomes easy to teach any topic in maths easily. And it becomes easy for the child to also understand that topic, whatever it is, as long as it is calculation. The key is multiplication table. Just 2 to 9 times table is sufficient, and leave the rest. You see how easy everything becomes. I remain GMAT 41.